Alright, so to do problem number 5, you're going to have to look back into your notes, number 14, the Friday right before we went to break, and try that out using the step-by-step method that I show you. I'm going to go over this problem here, but I hope that you guys pause the video to try it out before you look further. So if you need to, let's go and pause it and then try it out. I'm going to go on now. So the first thing you need to do to find the inverse of the equation, we have to swap the x values and the y values. So the first thing you want to do is maybe write this as your y in replacement for what f of x is. And then we got 12x plus 15. And then the next thing you have to do is just make sure that, let's just draw a line down here. Make sure that we swap the x and the y values. So here's your x. And now that's your y. Okay, once we're done doing that, we want to isolate y. We want to get y by itself. So we're going to do something called the reverse order operation. Right, PEMDAS. So let's go ahead and do that. So the reverse order of operations is telling us to go backwards. So we need to do this step first. So we need to get rid of addition or subtraction, and we need to get rid of that 15 by subtracting 15 to both sides, which so if I subtract 15 here, it's no longer here. It'll just move on to this side as negative 15. So step 1 is done. Now we need to do any multiplication or division being done to the y value, and so we need to get rid of that 12. And to get rid of that 12, we just divide both sides by 12. So step 2, divide both sides by 12. You'll end up having to divide this by 12. So you actually have to divide this by 12. And let's divide each term by 12. So you have y here. And then here, you'll just have x divided by 12 is the same thing as 1/12 times x. And here you can just reduce this and divide top and bottom by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then ensure that we have the y value on the left side. And then we're just going to switch places. Okay, the last step for this is we need to use the inverse notation. So since we started with the f, the inverse of f is f to the -1 power. So that's the notation of the inverse. And now you have 1/12 x minus 5/4. And this is the inverse of the function f of x.